All right, guys, I'm here with Megan. We're in Ohio at Woodland Mound Park, and we're about to get a little workout in. We're going to show you guys what you can do in the park, or really just anywhere that you can get outside. And most cities and towns have some sort of an outdoor area, whether it's, you know, Bureau of Land Management land out in the country, or if you're in a city, it's a park or something like that where you can get out and really do any kind of fitness or anything like that. And it could be a little challenging if you don't know necessarily what to do other than maybe just run or anything like that. So we're going to show you guys some stuff that you can do and kind of help out a little bit with maybe helping you plan for your next outdoor excursion or little workout if you don't have access to a gym, or if you don't want to even pay a gym membership. All right, we're going to start with our dynamic warm-up today. And basically, our dynamic warm-up consists of mobility, and we're starting with neck mobility here. So what you see is a head up and down movement, kind of warming up the neck, and then you'll go from there, you'll go to side. We'll do about 30 reps of each movement. So what this does is it allows us to be in a fight and having our head bounce around or anything like that, or being, you know, kind of training to be for real life type stuff here. And what we're doing is we're trying to maintain visual recognition while our head's spinning around and while we're moving, which is great for sport performance or any kind of fighting or anything like that. Also, if you're shooting and you're going to be targeting something that's to the side, you want to get your eyes around first and recognize your target before you start shooting. So a lot of different reasons we'll do this here. And then you'll go from there to neck rolls. And neck rolls are basically, it's hard to kind of do any kind of visual training with neck rolls. So neck rolls are basically just neck mobility at this point. Next, we have body twists. We are warming up not only the central nervous system, but the core as well. And what we're doing here is just spinal mobility. And we go the first 30 reps, you're just going to spin with your body. And then after that, we're back on getting visual acuity and trying to work on our proprioception, timing, and, you know, our body awareness in space, and getting eyes around. And you're going to pick a target directly behind you and try and get your eyes around first. And then after your eyes go, then your body will follow. And we'll go from there to hands by the sides of our face right here, and then elbows in tight and side to side twists like bobbing and weaving in boxing. But this also is part of a core warm-up. Yep. There you go. Yeah, just side to side, side to side. Try and keep your elbows in tight. By keeping your elbows in tight, what that does is, this is like sport specific for martial arts or any kind of a fight. You're protecting your face with your hands, and you're protecting your ribs, kidneys, liver, floating rib, all that area with your elbows. So you can also raise your elbows higher if you need to protect your face and things like that, and then come back down to protect your ribs, all that kind of a type thing there. And then also adding the martial arts into the mobility. Next is a spinning back fist movement, and that's one of the reasons we train our eyes getting around first, is for target recognition at 6 o'clock. So what she's doing here is turning the movement we've been doing into a functional movement, and it's basically just turning this into a spinning back fist. And this is very, very, very difficult the first time you try it, but actually all of this is, if you're not used to it, it'll make you quite dizzy. And it really just shows you how important this is to work, because if you don't work it, your bodies just won't do it properly. So this is an example of the spinning back fist training right here, which also works for any kind of a 6 o'clock engagement that you would have in any kind of a altercation, whether it be a firefight or a fight in the street, or just being aware if you get in a car accident or something, or you're driving on the road and you just want to be aware when your surroundings are kind of spinning and not going as expected on your daily life. Now we're going to warm up the shoulders and chest, and we'll just do arm circles from smaller to larger to the front, and then we go to the back after you go to the front. And from there we'll do some rotator cuff stuff, which the rotator cuff would be arms at a 90-degree angle, to your body, and then internal, external rotation, and just warming up that rotator cuff there. You want to have 90 degrees, and then we'll go a little higher and work the same thing, same rotator cuff, but a different variation of it here. And we got chain breakers here, trying to get the chest, and then we'll go from here to
Actually, it's hard.
yeah, we'll go from here to start with our lower body mobility. We're doing hip mobility hurdles now, and basically you're just wanting to open the hips and get mobility into the hips here. And it's called hurdles because it's basically it's the same movement pattern as if you would be stepping over a hurdle, and then go backwards doing the same, and then yep, there you go. It's harder to keep your balance going backwards for sure, but you're doing awesome. There you go. And we're gonna do kind of an abbreviated mobility day today. We do different levels of mobility different days, but we want to just kind of briefly hit every different part and muscle group. And today for the last thing we're going to do is leg swings. And here's an example of the leg swings right here. You're going to go side to side, left to right, and then you'll turn the other direction and go front to back. So yep, that's front to back there, and there's your front to back leg swings. And you'll do about anywhere from 15 to 30 reps each leg. And the reason, guys, that we do a dynamic mobility warm-up is because static stretching done before a workout is shown to decrease sport performance. So it's very important you guys aren't stretching before your workouts, and just really detrimental to your workout. And this is the mobility that you need to be doing before your workouts here. So something you can do in an area like this would be a Bulgarian split squat. Anytime you can get your leg raised, in one leg raised, as you can see here, would be an opportunity. All you need is a raised area, and you can do Bulgarian split squat. The idea is to get that front knee at 90 degrees, just like she's doing right there. That's perfect form of a Bulgarian split squat. You want that? Bulgarian shit squat. Okay, so if you guys are not at the level to do Bulgarian split squats yet, then something you can do is side bends. And to make it even easier for people that are beginners, is you can do your side bend with assistance shown here. And you can do this on any tree or any kind of a table, picnic table, or any, just see how she's resting her arm on the bar there. So you can really do it any way or with anything that gives you the opportunity to rest your hand on something or to spot yourself. So this is just a great way to get a little exercise with assistance in. And for those of you who can't do pull-ups, or for new people working out, or maybe you can't do that many pull-ups, here's a back exercise you can do that is a alternative for someone who may just need assistance, or just may not be able to do the full pull-up on their own, maybe elderly people or people who are new to working out. Just to show you here that really anybody can get a good workout in almost anywhere. All right, guys. We're gonna do some plyo work and some speed and agility here both. Now, what she's doing is the plyometrics, and she's trying to get as explosive as possible. She's taking off from a athletic position, and she's landing in an athletic position. It's very important that you see her body position where she's taking off and landing from. And now you want to absolutely get as high as you can on every one, and you're concentrating on every rep, making every rep an individual rep. The reason we do this with plyometrics is because plyometrics are working power development, and you can only work power development if you're being explosive. Another thing to remember is you don't want to do a whole extreme amount of reps, and you want to have long rest periods, because you want to be, see how she's already starting to get tired? That's completely normal, and that's what you want to look for. And at this point, after she finishes this, she's gonna want a long rest period, and you wanna see that really being burnt out at the end, and you wanna give yourself the opportunity to recover, because it's really taxing on the body. And the correct way to do this with plyometrics, long rest periods, and a small amount of reps. So the next thing would be agility work, basically, and we're not exactly working speed on this one, but I'll show you speed. But this would be mainly agility here. So it would be 1 foot in every hole and running through, and then 1 foot in every hole on the way back. And basically just putting your body through some kind of a workload and something that you have to concentrate. Depth perception and variations here is really perfect for agility work. All right, guys, gonna use this opportunity as a shameless plug for the Bone Breaker self-defense keychain. Goes with me everywhere I go in case I need to take over the state of Ohio. I have it with me today, and we will show right now my variation, which is just depending on where you're at, of the 510-5 Pro Shuttle. And this is 100% speed and agility work right here. This is as speed and agility as it gets. I'm gonna take off, hard, touch, hard plant, and finish through the middle. Okay, one of the best short distance speed and agility drills that you can do. And as far as a simple drill, this is the best simple short distance speed and agility drill. So it's here, take off, hard plant, take off, hard plant, finish through. So that's basically it. All right, here we have a variation of tricep press. Tricep is going to be anytime your hands are close together. Like this, it's working triceps. And anytime you're elevated, gives you the opportunity to make it a little easier on the body. But hands close and tricep press. Something that we use in sport performance is a planting drill. And that's kind of like a shuffle, breakdown, plant, and a 45-degree step out. Your knee comes up and your foot turns 45 degree, and it's a direction change. So anytime you're going to be moving, running, and you want to change directions quickly, that's the fastest way to do it. So you basically start like here, run, shuffle, breakdown, plant, and come here. So when you plant, you run, plant, pick up, and you turn into it. So a little faster, it looks like. The other option is to run and just run through and work on your lean. So you see how she's getting that shoulder lean? Her head goes, the hips follow, and then you run through really fast. Boom. So this here, obviously any kind of a raised surface you can do push-ups on. So we're just in here doing push-ups, and the higher that you get on an angle is gonna be less chest, the higher your chest is. And then the opposite would be if you put your feet up higher in the air, like this, would be working more chest. So that's kind of almost like a parallel push-up there. So if you don't have chalk and you're out in the park and you're a badass, just rub your hands in the dirt. Hell yeah. Let's get it. Pull ups like a boss. Yeah. Yeah. So this is Ninja Warrior Challenge. Basically something you could do on a playground, if you could find a playground anywhere around you, or what we're doing here. Obviously you probably won't have this exact same thing, but the monkey bars, something that really helps grip strength and just overall getting out and doing stuff is the whole idea here. Something else you can easily do is just work on your jumps and trying to get higher jumps. And you could do either jumping up onto something like that, or you can do jumping completely over something like that. This is like on an angle downhill, so It's like slightly dangerous probably, but that would be the general idea with either jumping over something or jumping onto something. And you want to be in a good athletic position, and you want to get that explosive power and just explode up as high as you can, and also land in a good athletic position. Feet shoulder width, hip width to shoulder width apart, slight bend in your knees, shoulders back, eyes up, and just hands ready. So ab work is something else you can do almost anywhere. And here we're going to do leg lifts. You could do this with a partner where she's holding the bar. Where you see her holding the bar, she would basically be holding her partner's ankles. Or you can also do this, you know, flat on the ground. It doesn't have to be at an incline. This is much more difficult at an incline, but there's all kinds of ab stuff that you can do. Variations of what she was just doing. You know, she was doing the traditional leg lift, then with the V up, kind of sit. You can also do these right here, where you just hold your legs, and you're also working like hip mobility, but you're holding, you know, it's the 6-inch raise type thing. So you can do these. Let me turn this way. This is dying cockroach right here. So your shoulder blades are off the ground, and your feet and your hands, and you're just fluttering. So another variation of dying cockroach that's easier is flutter kicks. And then there's knees in and out here. There's bicycle here. Okay, so there's a lot of different stuff that you can do as far as abs, and that's just a few of them. Bruce Lee! Obviously something you can do on any tree that you find is balance stuff. And you know, you could do lunges on here to work on your balance, any kind of thing you want to do. It's pretty difficult, so that would be like super advanced type stuff, but if you want to pick up the pace, you know, you can run or do side skips or any kind of thing like that. And not recommended for the weak of heart. At home, children. This is a little ab exercise. So hanging upside down here and on the monkey bars, something you can do on kind of like basically any monkey bar, and just working abs. So only kind of badass. Some cool like pull-up variations you can do on playgrounds, and this is like really working grip strength because it's over this big log. But just basically pull yourself up like this, and it's like just really with my fingers working my grip strength.
Just gonna plank it.
And when you do as many pull-ups as you can, push-ups, you do as many push-ups as you can go right into plank. So plank is another great ab workout. Awesome.
Yes.
Okay, so another big thing you can do to work chest, triceps, and shoulders is dips. You can do dips anywhere you can get in this kind of a body position. You're all the way down here and then up here. And then another thing like this is obviously, these are meant for walking down, you know. And then something else you can do would be leg raises, some sort of an ab workout, you know, like this. And lots of stuff you can do on any kind of a walking ladders, hand ladders, or dip bar or anything like that.